So I did a video where I talked about how, to me, being the left, is about pretty much fighting the future, which is, when the AI gets advanced enough to where they don't need truck drivers and they don't need general labor. They won't need a lot of jobs. That may be 20 years from now. It'll be further, and a lot of that stuff is lawmaking. We talk about like automated trucks, automated cars. A lot of that stuff is just lawmaking, and that's just law is politics, and it's just they haven't had someone come along that says, you know what, here's 20 million, here's 30 million. That's all that really means. It's not saying the technology isn't far enough. It's the bond money and all that has not come across yet. Um, I was looking at Bernie Sanders speaking, and he's talking about the student loan stuff, and it, for some reason, it touched me that it's sad. He's one of my heroes, and whether he becomes president or not, he will always be one of my heroes. He's one of the few people in politics that uh, actually believes in a social democracy and actually believes in what he talks about. That's why I like Ron Paul. I was a conservative. I was raised conservatively, and I thought Ron Paul was, and I still believe that he believed in much of what he was talking about, even though I don't believe libertarianism is a feasible politics for humanitarian society. Um, Bernie Sanders will die, and nothing will change, and nothing will be done about plastics or climate change or any of that. And I doubt student loan debt will be done. Anything be done about that either. He'll die. And to be on the left is to understand that our best people like him. There's a guy that passed. I think they said he was like Hillary Clinton's friend or something. He died on an airplane crash. People like him will die. Mr. Hammerschmidt, the former UN secretary back in the 50s, he died. People like that will die, and nothing that they've talked about or put forward, for the most part, nothing will happen on that. That'll be just a paragraph in a book somebody writes 20 years from now. The future is Marjorie Taylor Greene. The future is people like DeSantis and people like Louis Gohmert. The future is people like that who just say nasty things to hurt folks' feelings and just make homophobic jokes and racist jokes. That's the future. I mean, AOC's talking about she doesn't want to run again. So the future isn't statesmen and stateswomen who have a clear, defined idea of socialism and how our country could become better for the working class. The future is people who know how to use emotional rhetoric to corral reactionary bigots. And that's the most sad thing about it. I can't even watch Bernie Sanders videos because I realize that he's going to die and nothing will change. I did a video last month talking about how now they've found out microplastics are in people's blood. We knew it was in the air. They're finding it on mountains. Now they're finding it in people's blood. Nothing will be done about it. These wildfires, nothing will be done about them. These are things that 20 years ago were warned about by kooks and supposed kooks. And now we're living in that era. The Overton window has moved. That's what I realized post Trump is that the Overton window has moved. That there's things that when I was a kid, people kind of talked about, but it was like, that's crazy. That won't happen. Now it's happening. The glaciers are melting. All this stuff is happening, and things won't change. Like I said, and the people who came along the path of history and actually put forward ideals of socialism in an American way. Obviously, you can't have all that stuff, but none of that stuff will happen. It's like West Wing. They were talking West Wing and things like that, and how that was propaganda. Like the best episode of West Wing was them getting rid of Social Security and things like that. It's about, I don't know. It's about virtue signaling and things like that, and nothing of any concrete value. It just it saddens me, and I wonder if I could ask Bernie Sanders, I would ask him that. Do you think you'll have a legacy? Because as much as I say Trump won't, due to Trump's corruption and due to the idea that, to me, Trump really just pimped the White House and his wife is pimping, they're pimping it currently. I really do think that hate has more value than uh, a viable future of people's children. It's I don't know. Thanks for listening.